Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Labus with the collective located in downtown Wichita.
And I am Rachel, owner and interior designer of Thomas Gray Interiors. And on today's episode of we are interviewing Sam, publisher and owner of Real Producers Magazine. She started this company a couple of months ago and has just blown the magazine market out of the water. Just recently, she had her very own grand opening party at Mark Arts, and it was full of Wichita heavy hitters. So Sam, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
We are
Absolutely.
so happy to have you. Tell us a little bit about Real Producers. What is it? How did you get started? And how do you plan on moving forward?
Real Producers is a national franchise, and I own our Wichita market. So basically, it is a platform, and it's a platform in which we connect and inspire and tell the stories of just our top 300 residential realtors. And then we also find the cream of the crop businesses in town that want and need and thrive off of the referrals and the relationships from these top agents. And those would be called our business partners or advertising partners or our vendors. And so what we do is we really just create this elite community of connectivity. And it's all just a big appreciation engine, right? So I'm meeting agents, I'm learning their stories, they're nominating other agents in which they think would be a great feature story in the publication. And then those agents tell me what businesses that they use, that they trust, that I can go and interview and vet. And I can safely recommend those businesses to the rest of my 300 top agents. And I learned about this, I guess I just have this internal radar of real estate. And when I saw that a very reputable national advertising company had a real estate product, my life, I just lit up and my radar went off, and it really felt like it was tailor-made for me and filled my cup. I get to meet and have relationships and make friends with all of our real estate community people and learn their stories, tell their stories, and then just meet phenomenal business owners in town as well. And it just connects me to the city that I've been born and raised in. And like I said, it fills my cup, and it fills a need that our market has never had before.
So Sam, you fit the whole we mold of creating a group of women where we come together and we encourage one another, we support one another. We initially geared it towards entrepreneurs, but we really have shifted our mindset, especially over the last couple of weeks, given all that's going on in the world, to become a broader foundation for women in general. So we have a lot of moms that are single moms, that are stay-at-home moms, whatever that may look like. Women who are just needing other women to experience life with when it's tough and when it's chaotic and the unknowns. My question for you, I know that you're a single mama of a teenage boy. How are you adapting to working at home? And obviously we've asked some other people about the homeschooling bit, which we all know is probably not our forte, but here we are, all teachers of some sort. I don't know if we can call ourselves that, but essentially, what is it that you are doing on a daily basis with your son to help educate him, to continue his education, and then to continue working and represent your Wichita Real Producers?
Yeah, great question. So thankfully, my son, I only have one, and he's pretty self-sufficient. He's in 8th grade. And really, it's just a matter of staying in communication with him. And, there's just a little bit of accountability that I have to implement in maybe a couple of times a day. Once in a while, I'll log in they're using Microsoft Teams. And so I'll log in and just kind of see what he's been doing and just, check but verify, trust but verify, if you will. But we had a science experiment last night, and our science experiment was to make homemade ice cream. And I don't know if I'll ever go back to anything else. That was an amazing science experiment. So I'm really fortunate in that regard that he's a good boy. I'm pretty hands off, if I'm going to be completely transparent. Just accountability is what's happening at this point. But he also knows that this is our livelihood. I'm mom and dad. I have been since is that my time, my internet connection and a quiet home and keeping the dog quiet is of utmost importance. And that just took some conversations. Once in a while he'll be out in the hallway and I think, he's kind of like watching and seeing what business, now he actually gets to see what mom does, which is just meetings and just making friends. That's really all I'm doing in the first place. So it has been an adjustment, but I just feel really fortunate to have, to be able to have the place to work and to be able to still be working, even though it's virtual and it's new and it's a little bit scary when we do these new things.
So tell me a little bit about that. So you're obviously still able to work and still maintain those relationships that you've built, not necessarily face to face, but thank goodness for technology. Tell me a little bit about maybe increase or decrease, or how has this all affected your business, and what are you doing to make sure you stay in touch with people?
Well, it has absolutely affected my business. Now, I say that because it's I'm not leaving my house, right? But I'm definitely not having as many meetings. I could be, but I'm really taking this as that opportunity to work on my business because I can't be out there working in my business. So I'm really, refining systems. There's a silver lining, right? So we, backing up, the thing that we do have control over is how we choose to respond. And so I'm choosing, I think all of us might have gone through a little mini anxiety spell or depression. And I absolutely had that too. I feel like I was maybe paralyzed, with inactivity. But then when we get down to it, I decided, this is the perfect opportunity to initiate new platforms. So we went digital. So we're not just in print. Now we have an app that people can reach. Anyone that wants to download it in the world can see all of our Wichita Real Producers magazines. This chance to really dig into Zoom. So I've been using Zoom for a year, but not in the way in which I'm planning on using Zoom, which is supposed to have our big second party, our big quarterly event was supposed to occur this Thursday, the 9th, but instead I'm turning that into a virtual mastermind of expert panelists. So April 9th it just so happened that still was going to be a big date for us. And so there's definitely been a lot of changes, but again, if we don't adapt, we get left behind. And I think the silver lining for every single person in this that owns a business, every woman, is that we are being forced to get out of our comfort zone and to implement things that we've probably been procrastinating like mad women. And we just have to face our fear, because really there's all these things that are so fearful. But once we get past that, we look back and we're like, who was that scared girl? Like that wasn't that bad.
Baptism by fire.
And we have these new tools. So
yeah, for sure. So one last question, and then Rachel will close us out here today. What's one piece of advice you have for women that may be watching this? What's one thing that you can just fill their cup with today?
Well, I think everybody, no matter what kind of business we're in, at the core of it, we're always a salesperson. And, people will do business with us because they like us. And so at the core, we're salespeople. We take ownership in whatever it is that we do, whether we're a 1099 or a W-2. And so my biggest piece of advice would probably be to just really resonate on, if we can maintain a client during a crisis, we'll never lose them. But if we lose a client during a crisis, we'll probably never get them back. So then just, to take that a step further, how do we want to be treated? It's going to take a little bit of extra time, which we all have a lot of now, and just to dig in deeper into your business, and our clients are our paycheck, they're our lifeline, and just focus on that. That's something we can control. We can't control when this virus is going to peak. We can't control when quarantine is lifted. We can just control our productivity.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sam. We appreciate you being on our series, Women Entrepreneurs. We value your opinion so highly, and we love what you're doing. And we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. So have a great day, everybody. Shine bright, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, ladies.
See you guys.
Bye.